Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I might be retarded. Just kidding. I'm Jessie.
And today we're reacting to... Actually, I haven't watched it. So
I've watched this one.
What are we reacting to?
We're reacting to someone with multiple personality disorder. No, I'm just kidding. That's sad for people who actually have a... This is someone who's going to lose their cool on a woman walking in, I believe it's New York City? Or North Carolina.
Okay, wait. Let me guess. This is the guy?
Yes.
Transsexuals, when they're homosexual, they pass way more than the ones that are just AGP.
Yeah, because they actually experience more discomfort and they're not like turned on. You see the difference between like being attracted to something and experiencing discomfort is huge, right? Because I can see someone walking by and be like, oh, they're pretty. And that's all I really think. Yeah. But if I'm uncomfortable by like something about myself, then I'm going to change it to adapt it the other way. That's the difference.
Okay, well, let's watch this AGP do whatever he's going to do.
Ran into me because you're a transphobe and you're having a bad life.
I have trans friends.
So why did you walk into me like that?
You're looking for problems and you're purposely antagonizing me.
Am I?
So I'm going to give you a minute and then I'm going to call the cops. Because
That wig is bad. It's a bad wig.
Obviously, I don't know exactly what happened here because we're picking up from the same exact spot, everyone here.
Yeah.
From the sounds of it, she's going to explain. The black woman here is going to explain. Okay. She was leaving, and this person was following her. So she stopped and she pulled out her camera. But apparently, at some point, they bumped shoulders into each other. And this individual thinks it's because they identify as trans.
Well, then you're not passing very well.
Which is why you heard.
If you pass, they'd be like, "Oh, sorry, ma'am."
Which is why you heard at the beginning. Oh, you're a transphobe. That's why you hit me with your shoulder.
God, anyone who uses transphobe doesn't have a goddamn brain in their skull.
You know how many times I've had
transphobe. Use a new word. Read the dictionary.
Heard of women, and I've experienced it myself. Women will sit there and stand still just to see if people will move away from them or just check them.
Yeah.
It's a respect thing. They're seeing if you respect women. And I've experienced men shoulder checking me.
Yeah.
Been at concerts. I've been plenty of places to have that experience. And so if you start following me after that, then I'm definitely turning and recording you. I don't know what happened before, like I said. But if it's what they said, a shoulder bump is not means for, like, direct conflict like this on the streets. It shows someone doesn't respect you, but it doesn't mean anything else.
you was going in that direction, and now you're following me to this location.
This is the black woman that's filming?
Yes, yes. And they're saying, so what she's saying is she was going one way and you're following her.
Because
and I'm going to stand here for 1 minute.
You antagonize me.
Okay, what's your name?
You're a black woman calling a cop on a trans woman, and I just want you to think.
What's your name?
I want you to think about that.
Okay,
You're a black woman calling the cops on a trans woman.
Continue to walk.
And I want you to think about.
Ooh, remember when I said a long time ago that what's going to take down these autogynephiles, the men who pretend to be women, is going to be black women?
Yeah, because they can pretend to be white women, they can't pretend to be black.
Yeah.
This is the start. That's not even the worst that comes out of this person's mouth.
I'm sure of it. I could tell. When you start flinging around transphobe, you have issues.
Mm-hmm.
Mental.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 37 seconds.
I'm going to pray for you.
I'm going to hang.
Because
I'm going to stop recording at 1 minute, and I'm going to call the cops if you're still in my area. I haven't offended you in any way.
You hit me on the sidewalk with your body. You hit me.
Honey.
It's not honey anymore, bitch. It's not honey.
Woo-hoo! Look at that! Look at that! How quickly the turntables turned.
I think it's ironic.
The tables have turned.
Just scream, it's not honey, it's not honey. Well, that's a womanizing term. That's what they say to us when we're losing our cool. So the fact that you can sit there and scream, it's not honey anymore, is a real privilege you have. No, by that own definition. Because you can choose when not to be a woman anymore and not to get treated like women get treated. That's crazy.
Can I just say that I called that it was a Party City wig? Because no woman who invested money in her wig, this is a guy, of course,
would throw it down like that?
Would throw it on the ground.
Wait till
you paid $5 for that, sir.
Wait till the end.
$5. And maybe you should go to Turkey and get that hairline fixed also. Like, goodness gracious, he's just a bald man. Is he gay? I don't know. And I find it very ironic that he could just, oh, well, you're a transphobe. Not anymore. Because 'Cause I'm Stefan. Balding Stefan. Wait, I thought trans women are women. All of a sudden they can just flip-flop back and forth. No, that's not how it works, sir. Sir, if you say you're a woman, you're all the way in. Isn't that what the lefties say?
No, but that's the thing is, these individuals, especially AGPs, don't feel like women. They want to look like women.
They want
and then when they're being treated
of being a woman.
When they're being treated like women get treated, all of a sudden, their little male advantage comes out, and they're like, I'm actually a man. You, I'm better than you, I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you. And it's like, I thought you wanted to be the same as me, but now you're sitting here proving exactly why you're not.
Okay. It's not honey, bitch.
We're just gonna patiently wait for the cops.
Yes, we are.
This is getting...
Bro, what you brushing back? There's nothing there. There's nothing there, bro. What? It's not on your head anymore. You throw it down. He looks like a potato.
You're a hypocrite.
It's
You're a liberal hypocrite.
Aggressive.
And you're a bitch. Yeah, I am aggressive. I'm PTSD, bitch.
Oh, we got another one. We got another one. So when the trans thing didn't work, he decided he was going to be the aggressive male he actually is, and then tried to claim another victim point by saying PTSD. Bullshit. Were you in Nam? Were you in Nam? Did you go to Normandy and storm the beaches? No! Listen, just because your daddy didn't like that you wore high heels when you were 5 doesn't mean you have post-traumatic stress disorder. It just means that you're a disgusting slob with a bad hairline. No money because you ain't got money to spend on a wig, a weave, whatever the f that is. Where do you get that? Party City? Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree. Spirit store? I don't know.
I've seen men who are losing their hairline and do put in like an artificial one. Like men, like actual men. Like they will glue on like a little hair piece and fill it in.
Yeah.
And most people secure their wigs, no?
Yeah, the people that put in the work to actually be transsexual people wouldn't have had the easy opportunity to pull that thing off, because that would be solidified. That would be on there good.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So he's just wearing a costume for the day until he gets home, and then he takes it all off, I bet.
Also, I'm pretty sure if he had estrogen, he'd lose a little bit of that balding, because balding is a testosterone trigger.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so is aggression.
Well, someone in the comments once asked, what's with all these trans men balding? It's the testosterone.
They ain't taking estrogen.
If you are a man who overproduces testosterone, that's how you go bald early. That's what causes early balding.
This is dress up. This is dress up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You fucked with the wrong tranny today, bitch.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's what you should be doing. You should be deleting that fucking video.
I will not, because I have
a lawyer. I have 2 and 3 lawyers, honey. I will sue your pants off.
I call bullshit. If you had lawyers, if you had the money for lawyers, you'd spend more on the weave.
I'm not speaking anymore. Okay?
I will sue your pants off.
I'm not speaking anymore.
Good. I risk my life every day getting ready in the morning, and you have the temerity to hit me with your body.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but my hands are shaking because I have anxiety currently because of this individual is not leaving me alone.
You need therapy. And you know what?
Do you like how she took it from him? She goes, she's like, I want you guys to know that I'm shaking because I have anxiety because a man is threatening me right now.
Oh my God, this guy's nuts. He literally just said you need to go to therapy. That's called projection, sir.
When he's the one screaming like that?
Called projection. You spud.
You'd be better off in the hood because the hood people, they know how to act.
Okay.
They know how we treat each other. You went to Bard. You have a master's. You have an MBA.
I am currently starting to shake more because this individual would not leave me alone.
Wow, look how the freaking racism comes right out of the bag.
I told you there's more.
When nothing else worked, the racism comes out. It just shows you. These people are gross. Just inside, they're disgusting people. And we need to start calling more of these people out because they do not represent the transsexuals who are just trying to pass and not be bothered. These people are mentally ill, autogynephilic, narcissistic, predatory
mentally ill men.
Yeah.
Stomping around like a toddler, slinging actual racial remarks around, and then sitting there going, wait for it, I'm not racist.
I bet he's a Queer for Palestine guy too.
Right.
Not leave me alone.
Fuck you! I have PTSD from being assaulted.
He did a little stop.
Oh, no, listen.
You have a master's, you have an MBA.
I am currently trying to shake more because this individual would not leave me alone.
Fuck you! I have PTSD from being assaulted by people like you. And by that I mean insecure assholes. I'm not a racist.
Oh my God!
Right?
People like you. Oh shit, I said something.
And you know what
racist.
she should have said right back? And then I've been assaulted by men. I am a survivor of domestic abuse. So someone like you screaming at me in the middle of the street is really fucking traumatizing and triggering. By people like you, I mean men, I mean not men, I mean people who want to pretend to be men. I mean people who want to pretend to be women.
In case that's where you're gonna, oh, racist trans woman attacks me on the sidewalk. You assaulted me on the sidewalk and then you called the
I think I
cops on
see
me.
lights coming down.
Good. It's taking so long. I looked better than you, and you couldn't handle it because you have internalized misogyny, internalized femphobia, internalized homophobia. You're an angry young lady. You're an angry young woman, and I really wish we could be friends. But that does not give you the right to hit me on the sidewalk.
Instantly going from racial remarks to, I wish we could be friends, but you're aggressive. Aggressive lady. Everyone aggressive lady.
I am a lesbian.
Nah, drop it. It's so cringe.
We should be allowed to use the word lesbian without it sounding like a dirty word.
Lesbian is not a dirty word. The problem is how much it's being thrown around. How many lies about lesbians on here I see every time I come on here. Lesbian means a homosexual woman. That is not a dirty word. If you think that's a dirty word, then clearly your idea of a lesbian is just atrocious.
I think there's so much beauty in my sexuality and my being a lesbian.
Stop calling yourself flipping lesbians, for God's sake, you're just embarrassing yourselves.
And the rest of the world doesn't seem to think so. They think that being called a lesbian means that you're like this mannish, disgusting amalgamation of like horrid underworld creatures.
Underworld creatures.
Who are you talking to about lesbians? Because like everyone who I know like lesbians. Because they're women.
Yeah, the people who don't like lesbians are the ones who hear men calling themselves lesbians. Yeah, and these kind of guys, they never pass enough to even be considered from afar a lesbian.
Right, and then there's this little tiny baby gay coming on and being like, what is the matter with the TikTok?
They're not even a Monet, where they look good from afar and then you get up and they're ugly. They're just ugly from afar. And then they try to convince you that they're a lesbian. Like, they've talked into the mirror about it a lot, and now they're ready to project themselves onto lesbians and tell them all about their lesbianism.
Well, no wonder you think they're all underworld creatures. You guys all, like, your definition of lesbian is a person with a penis who sits at his computer praying that he doesn't have a penis and a woman will want to touch him.
Yeah, you've watched too much lesbian porn, sir. And a lot of, what's the other stuff? The sissy porn. I bet he's a sissy porn addict. He looks like he would be one of those fellas.
Well, that's how us lesbians see blokes like you.
At the same time, I have to fight for my ability to be called a lesbian because people gatekeep that term for me because I'm a trans woman.
No, you're a man. A very ugly man at that. Ugly inside, just eternally rotting.
Why can't they just embrace the fact that they're not?
Well, I think what he's doing is a trans-maxing thing, which is they're straight men who can't get laid. And so what they do is they pretend to be women, dress as women, say they're lesbians, and then shame other women into sleeping with them so they actually do get laid. Unfortunately, it does work on some occasions, and these women are horrifically traumatized the rest of their lives because they got taken advantage of by a man.
We should be gatekeeping the word lesbian because
Absolutely.
There's already a word for people who have penises that sleep with women with vaginas.
Yeah,
it's called heterosexual.
Gatekeeping is good. We want separation.
They don't want separation because if they get separated out, they're going to continue to not have anything. Therefore, they want to be included.
Well, that's what happens when you're an ugly person and you're lazy. Well, you treat other people like caca.
It's the same as trying to say that someone who's with a trans woman who's a man, it's trying to call that man straight. It's not a straight relationship, though. It's a homosexual relationship. Mm-hmm. Just like you having a relationship with a woman is still a heterosexual relationship. So calling yourself any type of homosexual label is false. It's just straight up wrong.
But don't be surprised if he says it's transphobic not to accept him as a lesbian, because you know that shit's always coming.
I would like to once again point out the more masculine interests of this individual. If you look up at the Funko Pops, love me my Funko Pops, but they're all man anime based characters. They're things my brothers would get. It's not things that I've gotten as a woman who likes those types of things also. That is Peter Griffin, Vegeta, Goku, all anime stuff. So it's more sad because the fact that you're trying to take on an identity that's not even true is going to stop you from pursuing any actual relationships in the future. Whereas if you just embraced what you are, which is maybe a sissy guy who wants a woman who's going to control him around, if you embrace that, you might actually be more successful.
These people will have no chance of dating anyone if they keep acting like because in order to date, you actually have to be nice at some point and just stop shaming people. These people can't do that. They only know the manipulative tactic called, I'm going to call you transphobic until you date me.
No, I'm saying if they just came from a truthful place instead of a place of just all lies.
Well, you would have to completely change who you are as a person.
I disagree. Because if you just drop the gender ideology, you're not changing who you are as a person. You can still be that sissy boy man who some dominant woman's going to love that about you. If they were just honest. Instead of saying, I'm a woman, because I want to be. I'm an astronaut, too. In training. I'm saying that more women are attracted to men who say they're men, but are sissies, than they are to a man who's pretending to be a woman and control them.
And so, at the same time that I'm clawing and scratching to be called the lesbian, be referred to as a lesbian.
Why? Lesbians have every right to be suspicious about this. It's in plain sight. These are blokes trying their best to redefine lesbian.
There are other people who are like, maybe you should just use the word queer instead because, you know, there's some bad connotations with the word lesbian.
It's you that's trying to make lesbian into a dirty word, into a negative word.
Bad connotations. For the word lesbian?
I never heard that before, have you?
No.
Man.
This has got to be specifically a trans lesbian issue.
Yeah.
Trans lesbian. Straight men.
It's just straight men.
She says bloke with a lot of syllables in the O.
Bloke.
Bloke. At the first time, I was like, what did she call him?
I'll be a lesbian. I am a lesbian. There's no better word to describe what I am. I'm not straight because I have a girlfriend and I was...
Okay, your blow-up doll isn't your girlfriend, sir. She's not alive. So let's not talk as if you actually have a girlfriend when you have to put air in her in order for her to, you know. You know what I've never heard a lesbian say? I am a lesbian. I have to convince you that I am a lesbian. No. Lesbians have never had to convince someone that they were lesbian unless they were a guy trying to date them and they say, no, sorry, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of this fool right here.
I also never had to fight to be called a lesbian.
No, so if you do, you're not doing a good job.
Just like I didn't fight to get called a it just happened. Like,
yeah,
that's what happened. And at first I was like, well, maybe I'm bi. Now I know I am a lesbian. But if you asked anyone around me what's Jess's sexuality, they would say lesbian.
He's the epitome of a straight guy at a club trying to come up to you and date you.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, sorry, I'm a lesbian. He's like, I'm a lesbian too. I'm a lesbian. And the male aggression comes out and he gets all nasty and shit and he calls you a bitch. And you're like,
just
okay,
like the guy on the street.
A lesbian's never done to me.
Just like the guy on the street screaming and taking his wig off.
A lesbian has done that to a straight woman.
Never.
Like, sorry, I'm straight. Bitch, I'm straight too. I'm wearing a dildo. No one's gonna date you unless they're cuckoo in the head.
Or if they suffer from your ailment. If you find a trans lesbian to be trans lesbians with, then congratulations, you're both gay men.
Yeah. And you can start leaving the lesbians alone. I hope he's dating someone, so he leaves, but he's not leaving the lesbians alone because he's not dating anyone. He says he has a girlfriend, although he feels the need to convince other lesbians that he's a lesbian. Ain't gonna work. You know who's a lesbian? Your blow-up doll. I'll believe that she's a lesbian over this.
But the
blow-up
doll can't be a lesbian because he's been...
Yeah, she's just a victim.
No better word to describe what I am. I'm not straight because I have a girlfriend.
I have a better word.
You don't have a girlfriend!
I have a better word. Mentally unwell.
Your screen grab. Look at that psycho killer Cascase eyes. Soulless shark eyes. Dead to the world.
Girlfriend, and I was born a man. That's not how that works in the slightest.
That's exactly how it works.
Please read a biology book written in the last 20 years, please. I'm not just queer. I'm a lesbian.
I'm 25. You said read a biology book written in the last 20 years, okay? So I'm 25. We got new textbooks when I was in school. I've read pretty much within the 20 years of recent biology textbook, and they say if you have a penis and you're with someone with a vagina, you're straight. So then again, tell me how I'm wrong. You just told me exactly what a straight couple is and told me I don't know what it is.
Do you go into an insane asylum and ask people questions, like logical questions, and expect to get a straight answer?
No.
It's the same thing like asking this bloke.
Oh.
Okay, so this is the next one.
Okay.
Okay, as a gay man, I am sick of gay DEI hires. Thank God Kim Cheadle got her ass kicked out. What a failure.
Did you know she was a lesbian? Because I didn't.
No, but it makes sense.
The head of the Secret Service is a lesbian. Speaker of the House is a lesbian. And so, but they're so incompetent. They do such a disservice to real lesbians. Such a disservice. You're making us look horrible, incompetent. Pete Buttigieg, perfect example. He's a gay, and he's a lion sack of cockapoo. I look in his eyes and I see diarrhea. It's nothing but a cacophony of diarrhea. It's nothing. There's nothing there. Nothing!
Follows people like Sam Brinton, the gay luggage thief, gone. But we got more work to do.
Kleptomaniac, remember? He stole a black woman's dress and then wore it and said, I didn't do it.
You got Pete Buttigieg. What a complete failure. Apparently, sucking dick didn't really prepare him to build EV chargers, and he blew $7.5 billion only building 5. Let's get rid of Rachel Levine, whatever that thing is.
Whoa. Now, every time I see Mr. Rachel Levine, I think, how many children does he have locked up in his basement? And this guy is trying to tell people we shouldn't have age restrictions when it comes to gender surgery. No. A 12-year-old should be able to do whatever they want to their body surgically. Did you? No, he didn't. And why not? Because I think he has very malice intentions. And when you look at him, you try not to think, God, this is one of the ugliest individuals I've ever seen in my life. He's worse than a Bud Light bullfrog. Or is it Budweiser? Either way, if this is the face of the military in America, he needs to be fired. Because this dude, he looks like a predatory drunken uncle that you accidentally ran into at a family gathering. And he won't leave you alone. His breath smells. He stinks. He's all sweaty and oily and greasy. And he talks like this. You know, just not a good look.
Also, a gay DEI hire. Corinne Jean-Pierre, the only reason she's behind the podium at the press corps is because she's a lesbian and black. Get rid of them. We need them out. Kamala Harris, total DEI hire, sucked dick to elevate herself here in the state of California, and now she's running for president. Donald Trump's going to kick her ass. As a gay man and women out there, do not let these DEI hires embarrass us any longer. Let's hire on merit. Donald Trump's going to do that. Thank you.
So, who are you voting for? What do you think of these crazy people? Do you want to go walk the streets? I don't.
No, I don't.